Yeah, yeah. Doesn't matter. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I love having a mic. I wish I had a mic in my house with my children. They still won't listen. Welcome to orientation. Welcome to the College of Education, Psychology, and Social Work, and AXE. It's a big name. I just finished doing the Mature Age Morning Tea for many of our new students who are mature, like me. And some interesting thing came about that, and I want to use that as a way of introduction. I say this often, but I really do mean it. I don't know how you got here. I don't know who brought you here. I don't know who told you you had to be here, but you're here because you're supposed to be here, and you're here at the right time. All of our disciplines are really concerned with one thing. How do we live better? How do we do better? How do we be better? And so rather than giving you the speech where I talk about it in terms of what I can give you, I want to thank you. I really mean that. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking the time today to join with us in the work that we do. I want to take the time to thank you for being brave. Because quite frankly, this shit is hard. And you're the right people for that hard stuff. My name is Dr. Chito Alozi. I'm the Student Success Lead for the college. I'm a secondary degree coordinator. But when they bury me, it's going to say he's a middle school English teacher. That's what I care about. It's what I love. I'm joined here by several of my colleagues. And I want to take the time right now to say, colleagues don't often see eye to eye. But we got some damn good people here. Make sure you get the chance to see them. Say hello. Ask them questions. Yes? But more importantly, we have really good students here. Good students like you. They're petrified. They really don't want me to do this. But we've got two students. I'm just here to say hello. We've got two students joining us here. They will say hello shortly. Rory and Emily, they're going to run the show, and I get out of the way. But before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that we meet on Ghana land. I'd like to acknowledge the enduring relationship the Ghana people have with the lands and the waters upon which Flinders sits presently. I'd like to acknowledge as well the sovereignty was never ceded. But finally, I'd like to acknowledge that the work we do, all of us in our respective disciplines, works to make a better world, a fairer world. Australia, too. So with that in mind, I'd like us to think hard about our purpose on country. As we acknowledge country, let's acknowledge the work that we do and acknowledge that it is hard. But again, you're the right people for it. With that acknowledgement, I pass on to Rory and Emily. I can get out of the way. Cool.
Probably should have done this beforehand. Unlike Cheeto, I'm not a doctor. My name is Rory McGlone. I'm now second year student. It feels good to say that. I'm now second year student here at Flinders. Secondary education student, so shout out to all my education people. First of all, before I even welcome you to the Education, Psychology and Social Work College of Flinders, I want to give you my congratulations. A lot of the time, you see as a uni as a next step, but today I just want to congratulate you. For some of you, this is the next step in a journey to a long career in your chosen field. But for some of you, you might be sweating this decision as a huge and scary proposition. whether you're the next or the first in your family to attend university, we're all excited to have you here. So if you want to give yourselves a round of applause, everyone. Congratulations. Right. So as you would have walked in, you would have seen our lovely people at the front desk there and hopefully grabbed a bag and an arm and a wrist band, allocating you into your different sections of the college. So everyone who's doing a psychology degree, I'd like you to chuck your armbands up so we can see them. Everyone, love it, yellow armbands, cool. Social work students, put their hands up. Yeah, there we go, orange. And sport and active rec. No, that's cool, just testing you there. Yeah, I totally didn't know that was a different colour. And then finally, education people. Love that, love to see it. Okay. Want to just give to Emily to kind of say who she is first before I ramble on even more.
Hi guys, my name's Emily. I'm also a second year secondary education student. Unlike Rory, I'm doing just the straight Bachelor of Secondary Education strain, majoring in biology and business. So some of you might be doing the sport and health PE one, or some of you might just be doing straight degrees. But second year student here at Flinders, and yeah, just got back from placement and ready to go for the year.
Thanks. Emily, I don't know about you guys, but when good things happen, I tend to like to look back on what got me here, or what got me there. Cheeto was talking about thanking you for being here, which is very true. We'd like to thank you for being here today. Some of you completed year 12, some haven't. Some come to better themselves with second or maybe a third degree, whilst others are undertaking their first postgraduate studies. Some of you have crossed states to be here. You could have just walked a couple of blocks. Regardless, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking that next step, and we're excited to have you here. As Cheeto alluded to before, at the back of the room, we have some of our amazing scholars and now colleagues you now have at your disposal. Please, make yourself known to them. They are very important people in your journey. So please make yourself known and, get to understand them a bit, get to have a good relationship with them. That's how Cheeto asked me to be here. So if you don't want to be doing this sort of thing, don't make yourself known to Cheeto. Anyway, now that's behind us, let's talk about some real stuff. Who's feeling pretty apprehensive or nervous right now? I know that I am. I don't really like doing this, but I'm here. Well done. It's okay, because, don't stress. I'm in your boat right now. I want to encourage each and every one of you, if you have questions flying around in your head, I know it's a busy time in the upstairs department, you're going to want to answer questions, get answers to them. What are you going to be doing for the next, 6 months, years of your life here at Flinders? It doesn't matter if you think it's insignificant, ask it. Do you want to know where's the best spot to get food in between tutorials? I'm your man. You want to know where an open door is or a couch to sit on in his office when he's got nothing better to do? Ask Cheeto. He'll have a chat to you about the Dodgers winning the World Series. Sorry, baseball fans. My apologies. So, I want to bring Cheeto over for a minute. So come over here, Cheeto. You're not done yet. Come on. Here we go. So, right now, I want you guys to think about what sort of questions you may have off the bat, whether that's, where is this in relation to the uni? Let's get to know a bit more about Cheeto, right? So Cheeto, just double checking your mic's on. Why did you choose to become a teacher? You mentioned before about how when you go into your grave, you will be wanted to be referred to as a middle school. Oh, there goes the battery. A middle school maths or English teacher. Why do you want that to be? Do you want that, is it from a standpoint of helping people? Where do you come from in that statement?
I was born in a village in Nigeria. My mother said, if you don't get educated, there isn't much. I think, what's that Mr. Rogers quote? find the helpers. I just wanted to be one of the helpers. You know, when it matters, I just wanted to know that I was doing something that lived beyond me. Why did you ask? Yeah, that's what, yeah, I didn't know how. I was a real estate agent in New York City. I was doing well. I was teaching on the side, and I was playing rugby. Yeah, and it just kept happening, kept turning left instead of right. So yeah, that's how I ended up here, next to you, being bushwhacked.
Let's break up the seriousness for a bit. Your favorite spot to get food or coffee on campus?
Ooh, it's one or two. If you can get your hands on the dumplings at Toli, I'm not playing. Oh, and you gotta get the hot sauce. Extra coriander. If you don't like coriander, I don't know you. It's so good. It is so good. And then I really love it right up here at the cafe. If you get here early enough, be careful of the magpie. No, don't be fooled. It's like, ooh, I'm nice. It will steal your food, okay? But it's a really cool place, and I don't know, I like the quiet of it. So, yeah, those are my two, I can't separate between the two.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cheeto.
That's a good question.
Thanks, Cheeto. So, most of you will notice that it's a pretty big spot. You know, we're not in the city. We're out in the middle of Whoop Whoop with a big lake in the middle of campus. That's pretty good to go on a lake walk if you're up here, to be honest with you. So many of you, as Cheeto said, come from the mature age morning tea. That's just upstairs and in the education building. We're going to, after this little session, you're going to split off into your different groups. You will be made known of where you're supposed to be to get to know a bit more about your course. You know, we've got this area here, which is the North Theatre. To be honest with you, I didn't know where it was. I haven't been down here. I've only been up in education and then down at Sturt doing my PE stuff. But yeah, it's a big place. So there are a couple of things that you will need to know, which Emily will go through in a second to help you get around. I used it to get here this morning. So I'll hand over to Emily to help you get around a bit better.
Thanks. First up, probably if you haven't enrolled and registered in all your classes, you can scan that QR code, making sure your timetable's all done, probably the most important thing. And then if you're an elite athlete, getting in the elite athlete program is always really good. They can help you out with getting extensions, changing classes around if there's a clash and you know you've got training or something like that. Really good. Some things that I probably didn't get told before week one. Lost in Campus is a very good app. This place is a maze and like there's so many levels and everything. It'll tell you where you need to go. You can put in your thing. It'll give you a map. And then the other one, if you're driving, is Cello Park. It's spelled like cello, like the instrument. That's how you do your parking. Don't pay on the parking meters. They'll rob you blind. It's a lot cheaper to do it through the app. And then I think just making sure give yourself plenty of time, know where you need to be, not lesson one, like workshop one, tutorial one, come next week. Uni starts. Yeah, when it starts next week. A bit scary. But yeah, making sure you know where you need to go, who you need to contact, and just be ready. You really only need a laptop these days, so make sure if you've got that. But
just quickly, I know back in Cheeto's day, you wouldn't have all had handheld phones on you. But in this day and age, I know that we probably all do. So if you could take a moment and scan this QR code, this will help you out. This is the new student page here at Flinders. So can we all do that quickly? Because this will answer a lot of your frequent questions. If you need to ask more questions, we do, as I said before, we do have our lovely educators and tutors up the back that will help you. But on this page, there is a student ask Flinders. This is an email. You know, I reckon I've sent, maybe a dozen emails to them. Whilst at this time of year, they might not always be as punctual as you hope. They will definitely get back to you with all of the questions that you need answering at Flinders. We know it's for some of you, it's your first postgraduate studies. So it's it's a lot. It's a lot to go through. We are here to help you. We'll be here throughout the day. And then if you have any questions at another time, please email Ask Flinders. It will definitely help you. Next one. Do you want to do this or do you want? Yeah, cool.
There are several support systems that we have, and one of them is our Student Success Wellbeing Advisor. Her name is Mel Willoughby. If you're experiencing challenges in any aspect of your course of study or even around campus, Mel can help support you and help link you to all those other services you may need. There's a QR code that can take you through to Mel. Something to note about Mel and about many of our staff is Mel's a recent graduate. Mel knows this place really, really well. It was fantastic actually watching Mel walk and graduate. I was there. It was very recently. So that's one of our support systems. And there's a variety of student support services. I'm going to sit over here because I'm tall, but just not that tall. SLSS, Student Learning Support Services, provide one-to-one study support online or in person. They give more than just that, and there are a lot of resources attached to them. There's, of course, the library, and the library is more than a building. Okay, recognize that Find It at Flinders is a great way to find a ton of resources that you're linked to. Health counseling and disability services, self-care resources, doctors, counselors, disability carers. Oasis, it's a drop-in space called a home away from home. Quite enjoy the space, quite enjoy their piano. And of course, finally, FUSA, the Flinders University Student Association. Do we have any members of FUSA in here right now? No. We don't, because the doors are closed. Right outside the door, those who are checking you in, they're members of FUSA. And they do an amazing job of making sure that the student voice is represented in so many different aspects of your study. International Student Services, some who came from the Mature Age Morning Tea, recognized Cassie Ankers was there, Cassie and Peng, to talk about the support that international students can receive. Okay, there is a QR code that takes you to their page. And again, they're going to provide their own orientation session, but it's good to know that they exist. Jungarinthi. Jungarinthi effectively supports our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. It's located down behind the registry building, and they provide a suite of services, and sometimes just their presence to help support students through the educational journey. Should you need to use that QR code, there we go. And we're running out of time, unfortunately. We would like to ask some frequently asked questions, but I want to make sure that we get to listing of where our next course information sessions. But I want to make sure that I get to these dates. These dates are incredibly important. Connect Week, classes start week 1. In some cases, classes have already begun in some disciplines. However, 14th of March is the last day to enroll in topics. So if you find you may be in the wrong topic and you need to make a change, give it a look-see, give it a test drive. If you need to move, contact your course coordinator. More importantly, contact our course advisors who are actually sitting outside right now. They will also be part of your course information sessions. If you need to make any changes now, they can support you on the spot. Census date, 4th of April. That's week 5. And then 16th of May, last day to withdraw without failure. There are some other dates there, but it's my hope to see all of you in June after finishing a successful first semester. Deal? 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 All right, it's getting there. Tap it, we're getting there. What's next?
Yeah, what's
Right. College events today. Do you want to walk through that?
Yeah, easy. So the welcome lunch is on from 12 today. I know if you're like me, you're going to get pretty hungry. So you're going to be looking at your watches going, what's for lunch? We will have free lunch for everyone.
You just need your wristband to get that.
That's
So
right.
if you
So-
haven't got a wristband yet, get that, or you can't get lunch.
Wah, wah. So in a few minutes, we're going to all head off into some undergraduate and postgraduate kind of information sessions with the first lot, you guys who are doing postgraduate, who are undertaking not your first studies. You will have a break for half an hour. But for those who are undertaking their first studies or doing an undergraduate degree, you will have some information sessions. So people who are doing the sport and active recreation course, give me your hands. Let's see them. Make sure you're listening. We don't have anyone. Excellent. That means I don't have to waste my breath. Bachelor of Social Work course, people show me your hands. Thank you. You guys are listening up. You are in room 5.